What is up, YouTube? That's here. Today, I'm going to be taking a look at a Solgaleo rental team submitted by one of my Patreons. We actually are doing a little series here where we're fixing a ton of teams sent in by Patreons over the course of this week. If you guys have teams you want me to fix, take a look at, you can send them in as well. The Patreon post is going to be linked in the description, and we're fixing a ton of the teams. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be using the teams in a few games, and then I'm going to be going into a part at the end of the video where I break down all the changes I would make after playing with the teams. This team actually that we're going to be taking a look at today, it uses super fast Solgaleo, right, in a Trick Room core-esque. I would say it's Trick Room core because like Mimikyu is made for Trick Room, and the way that you proc your policy is by pairing it with the Mimikyu. So we have a fast Solgaleo in a Trick Room team, and it seems a little bit counterproductive, but I do think this team has the skills to pay the bills with Umbreon. I'm going to go back to the actual post that was submitted here. They basically just said that they wanted to use Umbreon, and so I do think Umbreon's really, really cool here. You can see, you know, they actually used to use like Air Balloon Mimikyu, which is actually pretty cool, but they just want to use Umbreon. So we're going to do our best to make the Umbreon the star of this team, and I think Umbreon's a really, really good mon when used in a Sun team like this. So yeah, wish me luck. We're going to hop into it and then break down the team at the end of the video, and that's pretty much it. Here we go. Zacian, Kyogre, and a Umbreon mirror match. I think against, like, Zap Kyogre, you do definitely want to go with, like, Umbreon. I just want to make sure this Umbreon has Snarl. Does. Yeah, I'm going to open up the Umbreon. I think Umbreon Mimikyu is actually kind of dope. The problem with, like, Mimikyu is, like, you want to set your TR, but then, like, all your mons are fast AF. You have a full speed Scarf Groudon, like a full speed Zard, full speed Solgaleo. It's like, what's the point of the TR? I still think we're going to go with the TR, but it's just going to be really hard. We're going to have to use a Solgaleo like mid game awkwardly, probably max it and underspeed weird things. We're hoping that they set Tailwind or something like that. So, or get like Airstream boost so we can still underspeed them, because Solgaleo and Groudon can underspeed the correct things if need be, but you can see how our speed tiers are like all over the place. We have like fast Solgaleo, Scarf Groudon with like a really fast Zard, but it's like our team is like Trick Room, you know? So it's like, it's hard to say what we really should be doing in this situation, but I do think we have the tools on paper to potentially win this. We can always switch in Groudon to make it so the Kyogre doesn't do nearly as much damage or blocks max lightnings or things like that, because right now what we're telling them is like, hey, I have a board that wants to use Trick Room. And if you taunt me, I have a Mental Orb, and if you go for a Max Lightning, I can just switch into Groudon and block it, right? And so, like, we're in such a good spot in almost every regard. I think we're just going to open up with the Snarl and just go right into the Trick Room. I don't think there's an issue with that here. I don't think you can realistically stop it. So, free Trick Room here. They're probably going for a Max Lightning, just because they don't want to get Airstreams in case we are. And if they open up with, like, a Taunt, we have the Mental Orb. So, we're in a good spot here with Mimi Umbreon. I wonder if they have their Umbreon in the back. They'll probably have Ogre Zacian in the back. That's probably what I'd assume they have Ogre Zacian. And if they want to double up into our Umbreon for the next like 3 turns and get that off the board, we can open a free slot in a Solgaleo and go for like a Shadow Sneak into it. Yeah, so let's see how this works. We definitely have shots to win this one. We're going to be breaking. Oh, they're just going hard. They didn't max either. Yeah, I thought about them maxing going into the Mimikyu. I just didn't think we would die if they wanted to like max, have like a Life Orb boosted Airstream or something. I didn't think it would KO. So I think I'm fine. Thunder, holy crap. That guy, he risked it. Yo, talk about risking it for the business out here. This was a win-win for me anyways. Like, let's say they go for that, right? Let's say they even max the Zap or something. We would just have sent out Solgaleo next turn. The fact that we got the Snarl up there means we basically would have won. So this is great. We actually want them to KO some things so we can bring out Solgaleo. So we're just going to chill here. We could yawn Zap. There's nothing wrong with yawning Zap. Yeah, I'll yawn the Zap this turn. But we needed to like stick that damage. We'll play off the Whims. And we'll put Whims within range for a Shadow Sneak next turn. So this also covers like switch-ins pretty well, I would say. You don't want to yawn the Whims in case they max the Zapdos. I don't know why they're not maxing. They just want to raw Thunder me. That's completely fine. We don't even real care. Yep. So that guy's going to get yawned. Play rough. The big hit. That might be within range of Shadow Sneak. Thunder again. Alright, this one hits. It's fine if this KOs. Like, Helping Hand boosted probably Life Orb. It doesn't matter to me. Ooh, Para, never lucky. Alright. He's orbs too, yeah. So, like, again, that wouldn't have KO'd. let's see what the play is. He's at neutral. Like, remember, we got the Snarl off. I'm just going to go for another Snarl then. Helping Hand Shadow Sneak would do it, but I'd like to stick another Snarl on that Zap. So, let's go with both of those. We're going to go with the Shadow Sneak just in case Wims has, like, something else they want to use. This might actually be enough to get the KO. There's nothing, like, wrong with the player of, but, like, this is a good play. Yeah, so they have to switch whatever this is, probably Zacian, right, on a Snarl. Which isn't great. I probably should have just Wisped that spot, but I want to see what they're doing with the Wims here. We're waiting out most of our Trick Room, but I think that's fine. We've seen so much about their team. See if we can kill the Wims here. Full attack, Mimi. We take those. Great, yeah, I'll definitely take that. I didn't want the Wims going for like a fadeaway anything. Taunt or anything like that. Alright, so you can send out the Kyogre and we can just continue to use all the moves we want. We can just re-on your Zap. We can Will-O-Wisp your Zacian. I think we're in a good spot here. And we haven't even like had to use our restricteds, which is the Umbreon Mimikyu board. Yeah, we're just going to yawn the Zap, Wisp the Zacian. So hopefully we hit, right? I think the only way this starts going sour for us is if like we miss a Wisp or get fully paralyzed and get a sub. That's super greedy, by the way. So yawn Zap, the reason we always yawn Zaps because it's in the air, which means if you stick max Lightning, which they're probably going to do this turn, it will still get put to sleep. And we already know it's orbed, so it can't have like a Lumberry. So let's go. Burning the Zacian would be the easy win on this game. And we're probably just going to stick Quakes in the Zacian for the rest of the game with Solgaleo. Just because that would make it so the Zapdos just mitigates the special attacks and it does good damage to the Zacian. So we're in a great spot here. Great spot. I will say the one move that I think this Umbreon needs instead of Helping Hand is Moonlight. Especially because we're using it on a Sun team. Moonlight or Wish, I think they're super pivotal on Umbreon. That's the thing that sets Umbreon apart from a lot of the other Pokemon that are similar to it as Yawn Setters. Like, Moonlight is a 50% heal, but it's also a bigger heal in the Sun, which we have. And so that's what makes Umbreon kind of busted. Yeah, we get the pair. That's really bad. They also didn't protect that Zacian. So, like, if they sub here, this is going to be a pain in the ass to deal with. Roost, it's fine. Oh, are they really subbing? Please just kill something. You know what I mean? Sacred Sword in the Umbreon. That's see, like, this is where we'd be able to out heal them a lot. We have the leftovers. Like, leftovers plus Moonlight would be a big heal. You don't want to yawn the Zacian. I'm surprised they're not maxing with the Zap. But, like, it's fine. I don't really care if they want to do that or not. Go for a Snarl just in case they want to do something cheeky. Will-O-Wisp round 2, please. Please, thank you. Can I have another one? I mean, to be fair, they hit a Thunder to paralyze us. Serene Grace Zapdos, right? That's nutty. But I think we're going to be fine here. Unfortunate para there. But yeah, we could switch in Groudon, block a Max Lightning, and full heal up with our Groudon, and then Trick Room expires, and then Groudon, Scarf Groudon outspeeds our Zacian. See, it's such a cool pin, right? Zapdos has to switch out into the Ogre, right? And you're going to switch on a Snarl. Yeah. Yeah. So we take those all the way to the bank. As long as we hit it, right? And Wisp hits. Oh, that's game. Yeah, we just won. Yeah, and the fact that we're hitting this Ogre with a Snarl potentially on the switch-in means if they want to max it, it's super, super weak. Yes! I actually don't even mind, like, losing both these Mons the turn Trick Room expires. Like, I don't actually mind at all. It's great. Oh, actually, the fact you only took out that one is really cool. Oh, crit player at full mount. Alright, so what do we want to send out? You have a Zap. I do not have to care about your Zacian at all anymore. Don't have to really respect the Ogre either. I think you want to go Solgaleo in this situation. Right? Would you guys go Solgaleo here? Or Groudon? Ooh. Trick Room expired, right? Umbreon's used. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's pressure on the board for a bunch of these. So I think Trick Room did expire. I'm actually going to go with Groudon. I think Groudon's like way cooler because it'll force the Zacian out into Zap, but then I'll be able to double. I'll be able to snarl the Zap on it. And I think Groudon's like super sick right here. I think the Trick Room's done. If it's not, like, whoops. If it's not, whoopsie. But it's okay. Yeah, Trick Room just expired that turn. So we actually outspeed everything, so we can just go Helping Hand. And this is the time when Helping Hand's busted. And just P-Blades. Hopefully we hit. We have the Snarl up and the Ogre too. So like you should be switching out your Zacian for Zap. And then we're gonna like one-shot your Ogre. Or two-shot it if it maxes. And then we're in a good spot. And we still have the Solgaleo and we're not wasting our max. That's what I really like about this. We're not wasting the resources that we need to like secure the victory. If I had Moonlight, I definitely would have Moonlighted this turn though. I will say that. I definitely would have Moonlighted this turn instead of Helping Handing. So yeah, good. We're forcing the Ogre max. So we're going to do, if we hit this P-Blade, it's probably 60 to 70%. And then next turn we'll just do the extra 40% that's not boosted by Helping Hand to finish it off. And then we'll use Solgaleo to 1v1 the Zap in the back. That's the idea. Survey says, protect. Helping Hand. Oh my goodness. Let's go. Deeps. Precipice Blades. Press and hit both those blades. Oh my goodness. About 60%, just like I said. About 55-ish. And yeah, I don't really care if you want to go for an Origin Pulse. Or Geyser, I mean, it's fine. I wonder if they're hitting. They have to be hitting Groudon, right? Yeah. And the fact that it was sunny means we're not dead yet. It's probably a better play to actually max the Groudon right here. I just want to actually check the Groudon speed tier to see if it is the right play to max Groudon. Groudon has 204 in speed. See, because if I maxed this Groudon and they actually outsped me, that would be bad. That would be. Because we don't know who's faster realistically. I'm assuming that we're faster, but they could totally be just a 2v2 squad and be faster. Because if I max, I lose my Scarf. Again, if I would have been maxed like earlier, that would have been nice. Just go for a Yawn and Zap. No, actually, wait. The right play is just the exact same thing. Duh. Duh, I'm so dumb. Yeah, just Helping Hand the P-Blades again. Just to make sure it gets KO'd. Can't hit the Zap with it, but then we just max it out on the next turn. All we gotta do is hit P-Blades on Zap. Or on the Kyogre and we win. Cool. And this should be it. Let's go round 2. Helping Handies. Helping Handies. That's me. Precipice Blades. Survey says, oh, let's go. Let's go. Kyogre down for the count. And what's Zapdos going to do? He's going to click Thunder on my Umbreon? Go nuts. Ancient Power. You're always trying to pop off right now. Not going to be enough. I thought he was going to get the boost, man. I was like, no, no, no. Not today. I'm going to max this Groudon just to finish this out. But yeah, we do be taking those. So Helping Hand, Groudon, max, Rookfall, 110. Lamau. There's probably enough to KO a Sweeper Zapdos though with a Life Orb. Yeah, we got it. We still have the Solgaleo in the back. We didn't even have to use it, so it's good. Yeah, they take the scoop, we take the win. Game could have been a little bit cleaner, I think, but it's a great start moving forward. Dialga Reshiram, Riolu? Is there going to be like a physical Dialga or a physical Reshiram? I'm actually like on board for that, but in reality, I'm just going to onboard Groudon it into the ground. I could also just lead Solgaleo Mimikyu here and go for like a Policy Proc KO. There's nothing wrong with that. You're getting defense boosts. Like, I think a +2 Quake would one-shot either of them. I think I'm going to go with the Groudon and the Umbreon and just go Helping Hand P-Blades. And then just do like a Helping Hand Quake. I think that's probably my out. You have Trick Room up, so I'm going to bring Mimikyu to Trick Room your Trick Room if I have to. And I think that's probably my best bet. I don't think we need the Zard or the Wims in this situation. But I am excited to potentially see what this Riolu does. I guess you can go Riolu Dialga and just go like the copycat play. I'll let you get up a Trick Room. That's like not a problem. Yeah, we'll see. The thing, Riolu is such a good mon, I think. We obviously, you can Prankster the copycat to use so many different moves. You can also go with like coaching and cool things like that. Riolu can also like Policy Proc Dialga with like Vacuum Wave. There's a bunch of cool stuff that can happen in this game. And as long as we can weather the storm from the all-in coming from our opponent, we're going to be in a good spot. You can also just be like coaching with like Physical Thundy, which is still really, really good. You know, you go with a big vested Thundy, you throw the coaching on it so it doesn't add physical attacks. You have the vest so it doesn't add special attacks, and Thundy's just big busted. Dialga Riolu, awesome. So we're going to probably let them get Trick Room up. And then like worst case scenario, they bring out Reshiram, but like we have an Umbreon. That's the thing, is like I'm sticking Snarls here the whole time. And we can just yawn things like Dialga. You know, they shouldn't be able to go for a max. Well, it might max Lightning, but I highly doubt it's on Dialga. Yeah, we just go with the P-Blades. I think there's nothing wrong with just the P-Blades into the Snarl. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Snarl's going to be a little bit better than Yawn in this situation, just because we want to mitigate what the Dialga is actually doing to us. And then we bring out the Solgaleo, and then we let the Dialga Policy Proc us, and then that's after we let them Policy Proc us, then we can Yawn. But this is another situation where, like, Moonlight, if we actually have Moonlight, we can just wait out any amount of, like, damage after one Snarl. So Moonlight's so good. But we don't need to KO anything here. They're probably going with the Max Guard play, Max Guard Copycat play, which means we'll KO their Riolu. They'll use, like, a basically Prankster-boosted Trick Room, and then we'll be good to go. We'll probably switch out Groudon next turn for something to mitigate damage. Try and wait out the Trick Room turns, then bring Groudon out after. Oh, the Hard Switch. Go nuts, Chief. Thundy, that's fine with me. Yeah, Groudon just switch out. Hey, that's a good play. So they're reading the Snarl, getting the +1 attack boost off of it, and they go for the coaching. Great play. Like, they're taking me to the blender right now. I can't stop that. I am going to be able to KO the Riolu here if I hit. Awesome. So as long as I hit with both these, I really hope I miss the Snarl and the Thundy. If there was one chance where that's +1 could miss a Snarl and Thundy, be right here, please. Whoa! Oh my god, I'm so lucky! I'm so lucky, man. Oh my gosh, that is absurd RNG. I hit my P-Blitz on the Riolu, I hit my Snarl on the Riolu, and I missed my Snarl on the Thundy. Wow. Wow. That's nuts. That's absolutely crazy. Okay, yeah, we're just going to P-Blades here. Just going to keep the Dialga correct. And we're actually just going to go for a Yawn into the Thundy. Thundy, remember, similar to Zapdos, can set Electric Train all at once, but it doesn't protect itself because it's flying. Electric Train only affects Pokemon that are grounded. So, unless it's like Lumberry, this will eventually put it to sleep after 2 turns, which means we can stop the bleeding from the +1 Thundy if they decide to max it. I wouldn't be surprised to see, like, Max Thundy Trick Room Dialga here, realistically, because they still want that Trick Room. And they could totally max the Dialga, too. There's nothing wrong with that, either. But if they also, like, another reason why you don't want to Yawn the Dialga is if, like, the Thundy maxes, and he goes for Lightning, you know, the Dialga wouldn't get put to sleep, either. So, oof, this is going to be weird. I wonder what they're going to do. I hope they don't trying to go for the bad play that's taunt my Umbreon. Don't do that. I'm a Dark type. Alright, P-Blades up. Scarfarino. Let's go. Are you Policy? You might be. Hit! Uh-oh. Brick Break. Okay, go for it. Yeah, they're going after Umbreon this turn, I think. That's a lot of damage from that +1. They're orbed. Wow. Steel Spike, and you probably Umbreon too, right? The fact that they left up my Groudon is really good for me. Like, super good. You can't, like, that was a mistake and a half. So I can just bring out Soul and double into it, probably. Because it's obviously a physical Thundy, too, so it shouldn't have any sorts of speed control. Yeah, we just gotta go Big Soul. The Big Soul. So we have to hit the P-Blades, though. We do be having to hit P-Blades. You got a defense boost, but I think if we double into these, I think we'll still get it. So, like, P-Blades has to hit. And, like, realistically, I think you just have to go for the Quake. It should do it. It should get the KO. I'm just thinking, like, you're not going to have Thunder Wave. You're not Prankster. I know you're Defiant. You switched in trying to get that Defiant proc. There's no way this thing... It could actually just be its actual speed tier and still Thunder Wave my, my Solgaleo. That's what I'm scared of. This guy's been playing crazy, so you never really know what they're going to do next. But let's see. Big Soul. And we also have to hit a P-Blades, too. That's the scary part. Oh, my gosh. Come on, Groudon. Do it for me. Do it for me, Groudon. Precipice Blades. No! Groudon. Fuck. I mean, you know what? That's fair. That Thundy should have been hit by that Snarl, and we would be losing right now. We get a Quake boost, which means we don't take as much damage, but bro, they're at +2. They are at +2. They're about to go to +3 when they're gonna go to +2 defense when they hit my Groudon next turn, and then we're just fucking lose. Steel Spike into the Groudon, right? So let's see if this KOs. All right, so our only out here is to go for Policy Proc. Never lucky Groudon. That's fine. That Snarl play was nutty. Yo, Mrs. Snarls, Mrs. P-Blitz. We can Policy Proc the Soul and probably get the KO. +2 defense Dialga. That's a lot, you know. I don't think we get that KO. I'm going for it, though. Let's go. Solgaleo. Either way, this is going to be mitigating damage, so. Shadow Sneak. Look at this. I'm going to chunk myself. Yeah. That's the thing about this team. You just chunk yourself super hard with the Shadow Sneak because you're full attack, like, Brave Mimikyu. Let's see what you got. Fly's going to break my disguise. Yeah, I'd love to not lose my Mimikyu this turn. Realistically, that'd be amazing. That Thundy is still a problem, but not something I can't deal with like, my Soul next turn. Let's go. I need this KO on the Solgaleo. I don't think I get it. Come on. No! No, why would you do that to me, game? Oh, come on. Just hit the Soul. Just hit the Soul. Crap. I mean, I outspeed the Dialga, but, like, at this point, the Thundy's gonna outscale me, you know? I guess I have to go for, like, a Steel Spike boost into that Dialga. What is their last one? It's gonna be Reshiram, right? I can actually KO that with an EQ at +2. And so we just have to wall out the Thundy at that point. Yeah, it has to be Reshiram, right? Because we have Earthquake. That's Earthquake. Don't want to set Max Lightning. I would go for a Steel Spike to just help me wall the Thundy. It'll still KO. Wild Charge, yeah, dude. That's your... Oh my god, that's so much damage. What the hell? Bro, he's gonna kill himself next turn. Okay. Take out the Dialga. Reshiram, we can probably one-shot it. I'm not gonna lie. And if you take a lot of recoil, you'll die. Oh, if I hit that P-Blaze, we had the game won. Yeah, let's see. There's the Reshiram. I think the EQ KOs. They could be Scarfed here, though. We already saw the Orb. We already saw the Policy. We already saw all the cheese items that Reshiram would have. It could be vested, I guess, but... Fuck, are we dead to, like, just fucking Wild Charge? I have to go for the EQ. It's my only out. I think the Thundy just kind of grinds us out, though. Yeah, let's see what happens. That's about as low as I can get. Can you just die? No, we're dead. We lost. Oh, we lost! Let's see if we can KO the Reshiram. Shuka? No. +2? Oh, we don't even get the +2. Alright, so... We're going to talk about what the team needs to do right now in, you know, breaking down the EVs and stuff like that. There's a ton of changes we need to make for this team, so let's go hop into that part of the game and, you know, break down what the team needs to do right. All right, so like I talked about, this team's speed control is, like, all over the place. We have, like, Trick Room Mimikyu, we have Scarf Groudon with, like, Bulldoze and Rock Tomb, we have Tailwind Whimsicott, and we have a really, really fast Solgaleo. So you have, like, fast Soul with fast Bulldoze Mons and Tailwinds and fast Zard, but then, like, a really bulky Trick Room core and, like, Umbreon Mimikyu. We won the game where we went Trick Room with Umbreon Mimikyu, but we lost the game where we tried to play it a little bit more standard. And I definitely think that just goes in part to, like, Solgaleo is a 97 base speed Mon, which means even if you're full speed, you do not outspeed the two Mons that Solgaleo doesn't want to fight, and that's Yveltal and Charizard. Yveltal's 99, Charizard's 100. Even if you pair that with Groudon, who has Bulldoze, those are two flying types, right? Which means you can't Bulldoze them to make them slower. You'd have to Rock Tomb them, and even if you do that, if their opponent leads with like a Fake Out Mon or any other speed control, it's really, really hard for Solgaleo to actually still play the game. So while I do think Solgaleo is cool, I think we can change a ton of the EVs and items and stuff like that on this team to make it just a little bit easier to make it work. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at like the official, you know, Patreon post that was submitted for this team. I think it's like right, is it right here? No, it's not right there. It's right, hold on. It's right here, right? So this is the official like Patreon submission post thingy. You know, is what we looked at last time. If you guys want to submit your teams, you can do that right here as well. It's still, I'm gonna leave that in the link in the description, and we're gonna take a look at the submissions that they made and what they want to talk about. So the team submitted is here. So Solgaleo policy, and it's basically all the stats right here. And then they say, you're open to changes. I want to run an Umbreon on my team. It's probably not the best for an Umbreon. I think Umbreon's still really good. I used to have Mimikyu with an air balloon. That's cool. I like air balloon Mimikyu. That's nice. And basically, yeah, let's just get right onto this. So we can see I have the team right here in the team builder. I think the Solgaleo is, like I said, it's way too fast. And you realistically do not need to like ever be a Jolly Nature on Solgaleo. Because basically what you would want to do is you'd want this to double into being faster than things like Shadow Rider, Zacian, and Barramosa, which it already does. You don't actually need any investment. And if you want to like speed creep other Solgaleos, you can just put 12. And that's totally fine. You don't need outspeed Lekis and Tailwinds. This is going to do fine. As for Solgaleo, it also doesn't need that much attack. I would say you want your +2 calcs on Solgaleo because they can't lower your attack from Full Metal Body just to function correctly. So you want to make sure at like +2 you have the KOs that you want. So what kind of KOs do we want with this team? Let's go to the damage calculator. So we'll plug in a Solgaleo. I think the best way that we can actually look at a Solgaleo here is to go to 50, always set it to 50, we'll give it a +2, and we're probably going to be moving it like an Adamant Nature, because that just gets the biggest boost from its biggest stat. Let's give it Earthquake here. I think the calc that we can actually use that would transition into doing well versus everything is taking a look at Kyogre, and making sure that we have like a good +2 calc versus Kyogre. So like a +2 calc for like a Max Quake here to Kyogre. Even uninvested, you can see that's how much it does. So let's make it so that KOs. It's probably going to be about 100. Maybe a lot more than that. Ooh, that's a lot. Like, what would 250? Do we need 252 to do that? Oh, no, we don't. All right, so cool. Let's take a bunch of these out then. Awesome. So 180 is looking like it's the number to do that. And then if they were to max the Kyogre, you can still set the 2-shot, right? And so realistically, let's transition this over. Let's start talking about dealing with Zacian. Remember, Zacian can't max, but you can see that if we have 180 points there, we can still KO a Zacian with a Max Quake, easy. Let's look at like a Yveltal, that we can actually secure this KO into the Yveltal if we get our Policy proc, or if we have enough bulk now to soak damage to get the Policy proc. And a Yveltal, you can see, we'll plug in like a Sunsteel Strike. Because we can 2-shot an Ogre, we basically always are going to have enough damage to like OHKO these big mons. We can't OHKO a Yveltal, but we actually might be able to with a Wild Charge. Almost. We're close, and I don't think it's worth going a full 252 to do that. So 180 is going to be what we're looking at for that Solgaleo. So we can actually take a ton of points out of speed, a ton of points out of attack, right? And we can actually give ourselves a neutral nature. So we had 236, right? So we had 187 before. Now we have 180 plus nature is 198. We actually gained attack, right? That's busted by we correctly use the rest of our stats the rest of the way we need to. Solgaleo is one of those Pokemon also that gets diminishing returns on HP in some of its stats. The way you get diminishing returns is when you have twice the HP as opposed to like a respective defense or special defense stat. So we don't actually ever need to go full HP Solgaleo. I think 204 is a good number. And then from there, I would throw a good amount of it into Spadef. So at least like 100, and then maybe just throw 12 here. And that way you're not getting miniature returns on any of these stats, and you have a good amount of bulk. So very, very bulky Solgaleo that can function inside a Trick Room and outside a Trick Room correctly. So we can soak damage with this and not die. As for the Mimikyu, yeah, I think that Sneak's still fine. I think Wisp is fine, Player's is fine. I'm not a fan of like this exact set, obviously, especially if you're going like this, you want to be 0. But like, I understand that like there's better policy proccers. I would say the best one would probably be something like a Spectrier, but then you're losing your Trick Room setter. So I don't think there's a problem with this, but what I would do is I would take out these points because you're just one-shotting your boy. You're one-shotting your boy out here, man. I'd go like that, realistically, and then I would just put the rest of these in some sort of bulk. I think it's actually going to be better in, like, Spadef, realistically, just because you have a higher Spadef stat. It goes with the HP pretty well. And then from there, you'd have Shadow Sneak, you'd have Wisp, and then I would just cut this player up for a Protect, so that way you can Protect if you do need to. And so this is going to let you have a safer way to Trick Room, and you will basically only use Mimikyu when you want to A, Trick Room things, or B, Trick Room other Trick Room users. So it makes Mimikyu a little bit more niche, but it does work. As for the Groudon, there's nothing wrong with this set. This is a good set. This outspeeds the things that you need at +1. That's the right kind of set that you want on the Spark Groudon. I'm not a fan of Spark Groudon, but I understand what it needs to do in this team, so it's a good way to use it. You can also bulldoze your Solgaleo, and Solgaleo, let's put a little bit more speed in Solgaleo to make it so it gets +1 calcs to be able to outspeed, you know, the correct mons right there. So let's put only just 4 there. So this would make it so if you paired it with the bulldoze mons, we can outspeed things that are around 180s, which are base 110s. So now we can outdo that. We can outspeed that now. Cool. As for the Umbreon, Umbreon's okay. I think that Umbreon is usable. I do think, though, that you do not need this helping hand. I used it a couple times in my games, but Moonlight is the thing that makes this thing busted, right? Moonlight restores 50%, but in the sun, it restores even more. So you want to be able to actually utilize that correctly. Leftovers Inner Focus is a great mon. Perfect mon on this team. Like, I do think Umbreon's really, really good. EV spread-wise, you always want to max this HP first, just because it's a lower number. And it has such good bulk that you actually would get more. It's like a Shuckle. You get much more value utilizing the lower stat in that situation. I don't think you're actually going to be wrong to probably even go like an 88.4. And the reason you want to go 4 here, so you're out speed tying, you're putting yourself above other 65s and other Umbreons. Imagine if you could like Snarl, Foul Play, Yawn, Moonlight before other Umbreons. You'd actually have the huge advantage in that matchup, so it's pretty good. As for Zard, I actually realistically think you don't ever bring Zard and Solgaleo at the same time because they're both good max options, but if you're wanting to use more max Zard, you'd be wanting to use Blast Burn. You'd be wanting to still use Hurricane because it's more damage, and Ancient Power is fine. I think that Lumberry Zard is good, but this moveset means you can't basically use your Solgaleo if you're going to max it. But this is a much better moveset if you're not going to be maxing. So there's nothing wrong with this moveset. There's nothing wrong with the EVs. You're good here. As for the Whimsicott, Tailwind Sunny Day, so it's obviously that you do want to pair this with Zard sometimes, or pair it with like Groudon and go for like Sunny Days to take over the rain. It's a good play. I don't think there's anything wrong here. I think the only thing that I would change is you'd think about putting a Grass Attack over the Moonblast, but I can understand the use for a Moonblast in this situation because like dragons like Kyurem White can be a little bit problematic. So overall, I think that this team's good, but what we really, really focused on is making that Solgaleo a lot more bulkier, and we made the Trick Room more consistent, easier to set up to where we can go Trick Room with this. We can go the faster option with Groudon. The Umbreon now has the ability to play the longer game and wait out speed control from your opponents, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to upload this Poke Paste here, and I'm going to go back to the Patreon, and I'm going to like the post, and I'm going to say, I fixed the team video where I go over the changes goes up in a couple days. Perfect. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, these videos, like I say, I record these, you know, you guys can probably tell I record the 3 or 4 like a day, and then I upload them over the course of the week. So that's why someone's like, you said it was going up, where is it? Well, it's already recorded. I recorded it, but I have to upload it one day at a time because that's how the algorithm works. But that's pretty much it. I think the team's good. I think Solgaleo is a cool mon right now. I think this team really hyper over forces people to respect things like the Groudon Zard. And then from there, that's where the Trick Room Mimikyu Solgaleo play can be really, really good. I think that like we were shooting ourselves in the foot having a fast Solgaleo and a Trick Room team with a Mimikyu that like had to one-shot at Solgaleo to basically be used correctly. But that's pretty much it. Other than that, if you guys like this sort of video, you want to see more, please think about leaving a comment. Please think about letting me know if you want to see more stuff like this. And other than that, thank you so much for watching. Peace out. See you guys next time.